kids, welcome. It's a Wednesday night. We're the Missoula City Band. And if you can quite possibly, I know how comfortable, it is a perfect evening. I took care of that again. Hey, it's a perfect evening, but now I'm going to ask you to stand up, but it'll be worth your while. Here is Caitlin Sisler to do the Star Spangled Banner with us. She'll be back. A youngster, a 4-year-old in the audience last week asked his mother, who plays in our band, after the concert, hey, does that guy who talks a lot really control the weather? Yes! The answer is yes, and look at what the hell I did today! Oh, gosh. What a great story. Hey, for all of us poor slobs that weren't born in the summer, no one ever plays Happy Birthday for me. I'm born in April, thank you. For all of us not born, there we go. For all of us not born in June, July, or August, happy birthday to you. Unless there happens to be somebody with a birthday this week. Is there somebody that didn't come forward? Dr. Well, we just had a lady stand. Is that your birthday? Yes, indeed. Hot day. We do have a birthday besides the rest of us, folks. Hey, folks, it's birthday time. I know the Stars and Stripes is supposed to be the greatest march, and it probably is. Last week we did a special concert. I'm so glad that many of us were there as part of it for the Iron Riders, the 125th anniversary of the Bicycle Corps out of Fort Missoula. And it was a great time, and we played some great music, but there are some staples in our literature that we had to forego until this week. So those of you who've been pining for it, I know you have been. The only time I could stay up on Friday night was with my dad and the Friday night fights. All that violence. What was the greatest theme song in the whole world? Here, ladies and gentlemen, the Gillette Look Sharp March. was written by one of our favorite sons here in the Pacific Northwest. He ended up writing the school song from Washington State University before moving down to LA and being a commercial music writer. But he went to school at Wazoo as well. And all of us in music theory know the theme it was based on. Bum, bum, bum. We all know that from freshman music theory. We use that all the time to identify what the intervals were because they made us know that crap to get a degree. And we know that it is transposed GEC, which was the company that owned Gillette. General Electric Corporation. When I found that out, I was so disappointed. Sorry, I get all corporate on us, and now it's time for Caitlin. Every time we turn around tonight, we'll do something in between. Then it's time for Caitlin again, and then we'll let her husband come up and play a tune, and then it's time for Caitlin again. Caitlin Sisler is a regional, if not national singer. We might get lucky enough to see her work at the deli counter at the Whole Foods store. No, man. That's just a day gig for her. And besides having this wonderful voice, she is as nice a person as she appears on stage. This is not a gag. She is this, and she's this nice in rehearsal. Not all singers are. Sorry, instrumentalists we're always fighting with. You gotta hate somebody, so band geeks hate choir. We don't hate them, but we just pretend. We think they have faults. Okay. I haven't found any for Caitlin. Caitlin, could you tell us about this wonderful piece? Because I will just slaughter everything about it.
Okay, well briefly, this is called Les Filles de Cadix. It's by Léo Delibes, and it's just sort of a standalone showcase piece for a singer. You're going to hear lots of things that will remind you of the bolero, which is mostly what I'm thinking about, watching the toreadors dancing the bolero. So even though it's a French piece, it's got a lot of that flavor for it. So enjoy this.
Wasn't that a wonderful introduction to it? I think you should do that more often.
Dites-moi voisin, si j'ai mon devine, et si ma masquine va bien ce matin, vous me trouvez à taille fine, vous me trouvez à taille fine. Les filles du Cadix m'ont passé cela. Un soir c'était dimanche.
I gotta say there's a price of admission, but we'll see about that, okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's just so easy to make music with. She does everything she can to make us look good, all right? And it's a wonderful trait she has. Oh my gosh. Hey, this is the last one of the year. You leaving already? Oh, okay. Hey, speaking of that one, she told me. I know. I have a short memory. Speaking of price to admission, I like the way you're thinking. I saw this lady going for her purse. Thank you for whatever donations you'd like to give the band. We are the Missoula City Band, and we get a small stipend from the city of Missoula, and we appreciate that. But it hadn't changed in 15 years. That wouldn't even be enough to keep pace through the last 15 months, for God's sake. I'd stop buying it milk and eggs. And the folks are going to come out and put the pinch on you while we play A Night in June. This wonderful Carl King piece is 110 years old itself this year. Enjoy. Our fine, large, voluminous euphonium section at A Night in June. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna give this tune wonderful euphoniums. 6 of them back there. They just love that tune, but they pretend to. We're gonna give this tune off to Caitlin. Bring up Jesse, the local high school band director. What a saxophonist he is. It's a wonderful composition by Claire Grunman. We've done a bunch of his things before. We're going to do 2 more later in the summer. Oh, Tatum's still out hitting up the folks. Good going, Tatum. Fill up that bag. I knew he had something in the closet, this Claire Grunman. I'm afraid he was born in Cleveland. Wasn't his fault, you know, his parents lived there. But then he went to that school down there, the red and white. Ooh. Despite the fact he did several degrees at Ohio State, he seemed to acquire a decent musical education. I went to Michigan. And he wrote this wonderful work. This is Concertante. This is Jesse Docknall. And you just start smiling now. Right? So that way your face will get used to it. Get ready. Hold on, kids.
Thank you very much.
was accompanying Jesse on that tune, and I warned the band, and God knows where it went, but the piece is so cool. And Jesse's part is so hard not to listen to that somewhere way back near the beginning somewhere, we became dislodged from each other. So if you look at your partner at some time went, oh, we got it back together again. Jesse looked back over at me like, hey, where are we? And we found our way back again. And it's because one of us, it could have well been me, I don't know, I'll have to listen to the tape for the forensic evidence. And it doesn't matter. Because we got back together and then, oh my goodness. Jesse, thank you, buddy. What a great piece of music. When you blow it like that, it's hard to let it go. But it was so much easier on this piece because it just kept growing and growing and growing, and then whatever that note at the end was, good God, I can't read that many ledger lines. Hey, I forgot last week that there's so many thank yous to send out that I missed our two biggest stalwarts. Ron Scholl with Missoula Community Access TV. Ron's here for another season. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Entertaining us when we're frozen in our cabins during the wintertime watching MCAT and reruns of the Missoula City Band. And our sound guy, high-tech audio, Jay Strong, right there. Look, he took his hat off. That sucker used to have hair. Jesus, tough getting old. Here's another old piece that the old man always did. I took the band over in '93, and for 50 years before that, Alex Stephenzoff conducted the Missoula City Band, and he opened every year with this tune, that because we are all old comrades. already going through my head was what I was going to say about, we didn't even need to rehearse it. Right? The band's played it for 100 years, maybe 110 years. And then the dumb band director gives a cue for the bump note that doesn't exist. And the only one that follows me is the grandson of a band director. Not my grandson, but a grandson of a band director. Thanks, Nate, for covering for me, buddy. Oh my gosh. The tempo was a little bright for a regimental German march, but that's because we have so much music coming up we want to share. Hey, so we lost this past year a wonderful gal. Hal Herbig played in our band forever, and was really an oboe player is what he was. A Missoula kid. He was really angry that all the older brothers got to go off to war and left the Herbig Ranch, which is over across the street, encompassing about where the LDS church is at now. That was the Herbig Ranch, and all the older brothers got to go off to war, and he was too young. And he was angry about that, and he hung around town and kept listening to jazz. And he picked up, besides playing oboe, played great jazz saxophone. And he played in our band forever. He passed maybe half a dozen years ago. Well, Lois's wife passed this past year. And when I made some mention of it, wouldn't it be nice to do a song for them both? And I asked if anyone had any idea if there was a favorite song. And Bill Haffey, who played with Hal forever, without even thinking about it, I said, well, always. It was their song. On the dance band, on the bandstand stage, they play it and look at each other and pine. Everyone remembered Lois. She was on the city council for years and years, and was such a great civic person. Lived up to Rattlesnake there, and we're sad for her loss. And we've lost them both. These are they were aunt and uncle to our usual guest soloist and outlandish personality, Gary Herbig. He's not going to make it again this year, I'm afraid. He's getting better. He's broke some bones. These are his aunt and uncle that passed. I asked Caitlin to come and sing that song for Lois Herbig. Here is Always. program describes the 150th anniversary of the Trail of Tears. It got called my attention here during this past weekend with Juneteenth. A tribal council member from Pablo said they had their own Trail of Tears when sailors were driven over the Bear Tracks Bridge from Victor up to Pablo and that area. And we don't pretend to depict anything other than little shots to help us remember what was and how much better we can be. You'll hear a beautiful flute solo, the bucolic nature of things that were, and things get faster, and you'll hear battle scenes and bugle calls, and the final statement of triumph that we can all do better. Here is James Barnes' Trail of Tears. off. Thanks for coming along with us on that ride. And now, from the very serious to the most ridiculous, this is Caitlin singing about being everything that she's not. The biggest joke that Victor Herbert ever wrote. Here is Art is Calling for Me, otherwise known as I Want to Be a Prima Donna. Caitlin says,
Mama is a queen and Papa is a king, so I'm a princess, I know it. But court and a king is a dull and dreary thing. I just hate it all and I show it. To sing on the stage is the one life for me. My figure's just like a tuxedo. I know I would fame if I sang in Bohème that opera by Signor Puccini. I've ruled and not rebels that would send the coaches down the backs and ears of my vocal thrills. I long to be a prima donna, donna, donna. I long to shine on the stage. I have the amour to become a queen of song, and my figure would look pretty as a page. I want to be as pretty, 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 like all the divas that I see. I hate society, I hate propriety, but it's calling for me. I'm in the elite, and men sigh at my feet. Still I do not fancy my position. I have not much use for the men that I meet. I quite burn with lyric ambition. Those tenors are sweet and they sing songs with me. I'd make them sound better, it's true, no. And then I asked if I once sang in Faust that opera so charming by no. Girls would be on the brink of hysterics, I think. Even strong men would have to go out for a drink. I want to be a prima donna, donna, donna. I want to shine on the stage with my accordéon and my tra-la-la-la-la. I would be the chief sensation of the age. I love to hear them shouting viva to the diva. Oh, very lovely that would be. That's what I'm dying for. That's what I'm sighing for. That is calling for
and that arrangement done by our own Mike Rose Barsky. Thanks, Michael! And I stepped all over her cadenza. Oh, Lordy. First time around, I was supposed to give her time. I blew right through it. She gave me a little smile. I wonder what she's really thinking. She could have taken it the second time around, but I'd already stepped out it the first time. She figured, I thought she could run away. Hey, thanks so much for coming out and sharing music with us. It's so much fun. we have a guest, and with great soloists like this, and appreciative audience, and weather, good Lord. Hey, I'm just wondering, how many folks, this is the first time you've been to a city band concert? Would you just raise your hand? How many first timers? Oh, very few. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be more tourists. Right? I'm surprised with that. Not that there aren't plenty of tourists that come back and come back. I was talking to some beforehand that snowbirds and folks like that make us part of their schedule. I thought I did more. You guys keep coming back on purpose. Huh? God bless you. God bless you. And we'll be back next week with a whole new program. My daughter-in-law suggested the program. I think it's pretty cool. TV themes. There'll be a lot of, I can get that tune in 3 notes. It'll be fun. And now, for our tune, to make sure that we get a standing ovation, here is our state song. Have a nice rest of the evening.